Hi there and welcome to another episode of Andy Robinson RC, and cheers for checking out the channel today. Much appreciated as always. Okay, so I'm trying to fit this video in just before we go off to the Lakeland Classic vintage race meet this weekend. So I had been hoping to get this filmed earlier in the week and released, but we've had the Schumacher Cougar turn up since then. And also I was waiting on a few last bits and pieces for these cars before I could show, put them on camera. Whoops. So anyway, here we are. So if anyone's not familiar with the Lakeland Classic, this is a club event run by South Lakes Model Car Club. And this is an annual event that takes place every year. This year it's a little earlier than usual. It's at the beginning of July, usually it's about August time, and this is the 5th event that they've been putting on, and this will be my 4th time at the event, and I can say it is fantastic. If you've never been down before, you need to make sure you get up to it. If you like your racing and you like old school vintage racing, then the Lakeland Classic is definitely done in an old school manner. It's on a proper grass track. It's great stuff. Unless I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, it must be one of the only, if not the only, vintage RC meet held on a grass track. So I think that's ace, especially we're using all the vintage buggies, which were sort of designed for running on dirt or grass tracks and things like that, rather than what you see the modern buggies racing on today, which is carpet, Astro, things like that. Anyway, so some of these buggies you might have seen before. Well, I'm sure you've seen them before on the channel. I've got my RC10 Factory Team B3 and my RC10 A Stamp Gold Pan buggy. So actually, I've got to stop a minute. Before we carry on any further with this, I thought I'd show you this. I've had a very busy morning, and and it probably doesn't look like too much, but this is my progression so far, my progress so far, I should say, on the Schumacher Cougar Classic. I've got pretty much the front end on, apart from the turnbuckles. I've got the rear bulkhead on, and I've got the rear wishbones on, so I'm going to be starting the gearbox next, but this probably won't happen now until early next week, given how busy the weekend is. But just thought I'd show you that. That's where we are so far. Anyway, so hopefully the rest of that will be coming soon. Yeah. Anyway, as I said, a Lakeland Classic event. Okay, so for the last couple of years, and well, 2020 and 2021, as I've got the stickers on this to prove it, I have been running my RC10 B3 factory team. Now, a bit of interesting history. This, we're like, say 90% sure that it was a previous national driver's buggy called Graham Alsop, and because this was his paint job he used to run on his cars, and it has, I think it either has a something that he was involved in as a racer, so I was told anyway, called Team in Pole, and it's also got an old sticker there of his as well. So we believe the actual car was his. Funny enough though, I bought this car off from Tom Lee RC. So this is where I got it from. He had a big job lot of RC cars, and this was in it, and he had it for sale, and I bought it for vintage racing. So yeah, anyway, so that's a bit of history on the car, and of course I've been racing at the Lakeland Classic for the last few years. Now I ran this last year and I've made a few changes to it. What have I done? Well, it's had a new fresh set of wheels and tyres on. I've redone the shock oils, and I also picked up these lovely little blue factory team alloy shock caps. Nothing wrong with the plastic ones that are on it, but these came available and I thought, ooh, bit of bling. So I'll pick them up for that as well. Now, I have also changed, you won't really tell on camera, but I've changed my motor out as well. I was running a 10.5 last time in it, and I'd ran that for the last 2 years, but I wanted a bit more pace. So I've actually opted for an Aries 8.5 brushless motor. So it should be a bit, well, I've tested it outside, it is quicker. It's quicker because I wanted a bit more pace, but on my ESC, I can't alter the, I don't know, I can alter the timing or the boost on it. So it's as it is. So I've got that with the 8.5 motor, and I don't use LiPo batteries, I use NIMS, shock horror. So yeah, so I wanted a bit more pace, so I've altered the gearing and I've altered the motor. So I've done that for this year. Let's say redone the shocks, shock caps, and I've changed some of the weight distribution in the car to get it more sort of central and in line, and I made a front shock adjustment from last time. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, looking forward to be running this again. I do love racing this buggy. Also, I've also got this. Now, I took this last year to the Lakeland Classic, but it was in a bit of a state. This was a spare factory team B3 that I picked up off eBay, and it needed restoring and rebuilding. But I bought it mainly as spares for this car. So I took it with me last year for spares. Didn't need anything off it, luckily. And this year I've got it all built up as a spares car. In fact, it's actually all ready to run. I could literally just put the body on this and the gear cover, and it is ready to go. Now, very kindly, my good friend Mark Swift from Swift RC actually rebuilt it. He offered to redo the transmission for me because he's good at rebuilding the transmissions. He said, "Oh, do you want me to do the transmission?" I'm like, "I don't know if you don't mind." And anyway, so he took the car. He had it a while because everyone's busy all the time for whatever reasons. And he said, "Oh, I'll rebuild the whole thing for you if you want." So he did the whole car. So he stripped it all down, cleaned it, and rebuilt it. So there you go. So it's a very fresh RC10B3. What did we have to do? We had to buy a new set of E-clips for it because it was missing a load and they were a bit skanky. And also it's had new RPM rod ends all the way around. It's had the diff completely rebuilt. It's just been cleaned up and oils redone in the shocks. And it hasn't got new wheels and tyres. It's actually got the set I ran from last year's event on it. So yeah, and it's you know, it's pretty good. It's in really good nick, really, considering again this will have been raced at some point, probably at club level. So yeah, so I've got a whole B3 factory team car as spares for this one, so that's grand. So pleased with that. Now lastly, as I said, we'll say this time we're only doing two-wheel drive buggies. Last year I did about 3 classes. I did 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive and trucks. This year we can only go on one day, and for the first time the event has been split into a full weekend. So it's 4-wheel drives on the Saturday and 2-wheel drives and trucks on the Sunday. So I'm going down to Sunday. Anyway, so my lad raced a Schumacher Top Cat last year, and he didn't want to use that again, plus I don't have the buggy anymore. So I said he could run my team associated A-stamp Gold Pan. It is a runner. It's definitely not a shelf queen. You can see it under the chassis. It's been well used, but that's grand. You know, I want to see him use it. So he's borrowing this one off me for the weekend. And again, this has just got a 10.5 brushless in, so plenty quick enough for me lad. It's had new wheels, new JC racing wheels, Schumacher tyres all around. I've redone the oils in it. It's got a front nose weight as well, which is cool. It just sits in between the wishbones and the front bumper. So I've got a new nose weight in that. I've toyed around with the gearing, and this morning, because I've not tested it since, I've been playing with all the setup on it, trying to get it sort of somewhere like I hope for him to drive it. We've not been out to any grass tracks or any outdoor tracks for absolutely ages, so it's a bit of an unknown how this is going to go. So hopefully I've got it somewhere like a starting point for him. So yeah, so we're going to be racing that RC10 A-stamp Gold Pan. So yeah, so this is what I've been doing frantically, finishing things off this week and today. In fact, after I film this video, I'll be nipping back out with this just up the road. I found some flattish short pile grass, so I'm going to just give it a bit of a run on there. So yeah, what else can I tell you? Well, that's what I've got car-wise, and that's what I'm racing, and what my lad's racing. So the other thing is, I know I've already mentioned it, but if you do get the chance to book in for it next year, I'm sure it'll be running next year, do. It is a great weekend, really good event, and it's just full of ace vintage racing, like-minded folk. What more could you want? So highly recommend it. As I said, this will be my 4th year out of the 5 it's been running. So yeah, looking forward to that as ever. So yeah, good stuff. So what else have I got to say? Well, also as well, this year, the Andy Robinson RC channel is donating a prize for this year's raffle. Now every year, South Lakes Model Car Club and the Lakeland Classic raise money for the Northwest Air Ambulance, which is a cracking cause. They do it every year, and say all the proceeds go to Northwest Air Ambulance, and they do a big charity raffle as well. And this year, I wanted to sort of give something back, so the channel has bought in a RC kit, and we're going to take that down on Sunday, and it's going to be handed in for the raffle, which is cool. So I'll show you the kit in a minute. And the thing is, I've been fortunate enough, I've had people either lend me things, or they've given me things, or they've donated stuff for the channel. So, you know, it's only fair, it's only right that you give back. So this time I really wanted to give something back, and I thought, well, it'd be good to donate something to the event that you can raffle off and raise money for the Northwest Air Ambulance. So I'll show you what we've got. Okay, so it is Tamiya TT02 chassis, and it is the I can't remember which one it is now. It's the 1991 Audi V8 touring car. I say it on the TT02 chassis. So it's a brand new kit. So it's all in there, ready for someone to build and enjoy. So I'm looking forward to seeing who gets that. So that's what we're giving towards the raffle this year. So yeah, cool. Again, majorly looking forward to this weekend. So yeah, right. So yeah, it was just a bit of a let you know what I'm doing video, and let you know what I'm racing, and you know, that we wanted to donate a kit to the event to help them raise money, and also just to let people know that it's an event you want to go to if you like your vintage racing and you like running on grass. So highly recommended. Anyway, just so you know, I'm not paid to say any of this. I'm just really enthusiastic about the event. Right, okay, so I'm gonna go. I've got a million things to do. I'm out working tonight, DJing. I'm at a classic car show tomorrow now, out with the Land Rover, and then of course I've got the racing event at Kendal on the Sunday. So busy. So now I'm gonna go and then get ready for to do some DJing. Anyway, look after yourselves. Take care. We'll see you all soon. Enjoy your weekend, whatever you're doing. And we'll see you all soon. See you later. Bye.